welcome to Eagle News International Australia Oceania. I'm Ria May David from Sydney, bringing you stories from Australia, New Zealand and Papua New Guinea. These are the headlines. Coronavirus cases in Papua New Guinea rapidly rise. New South Wales records longest streak of 55 days without coronavirus case. Young entrepreneur brings traditional Filipino clothing to Australia with modern twist. Creative small business owner serves variety of chips from food trucks. And street art murals make Townsville move. We begin with a coronavirus update from Papua New Guinea. COVID-19 cases continue to surge not only in the capital of Port Moresby, but across the country with widespread community transmission. Our Eagle News correspondent Echo Hortaleza Kinola has more on this story. Echo?
There is currently an alarming rapid increase in COVID-19 cases in Papua New Guinea, and this situation and the way it will affect the efforts towards quarantine recovery in the country are causing concerns in citizens and non-citizens alike. The National Capital District is possibly facing another lockdown. As of the airing of this report, schools and many businesses are already under temporary closure and are awaiting further announcement from the National Pandemic Response. In a Facebook Live, COVID-19 press briefing update aired from Moralta House, Prime Minister James Marape urged the people of Papua New Guinea to exercise proactivity and to not make light of the pandemic situation. He explained the implementation of nationwide isolation, which involves preventing people from moving in and out of their home provinces, and in minimizing traveling in general. He emphasized that the citizens of Papua New Guinea must remain in their respective districts, villages, and cities to aid in the prevention of COVID-19 transmission.
COVID cases in PNG, based on records, are spreading like bushfire. That is why the government is trying its very best to have the balance between health and business impact. That is why they have a lockdown to avoid unnecessary travel or travel which is not related to business for 14 days. And we as individuals, we need to play our part also. So we need to practice the COVID protocol, what they call it New Pela Pasin in PNG, so that we can also protect ourselves and our family.
Prime Minister Marape also stated that the proposal made by the Australian government to provide support through the donation of vaccines to Papua New Guinea is subject for discussion. He encourages citizens to await further updates while his medical team is conducting further research and working towards the clearance of the vaccine. Prime Minister Marape has also volunteered to be the first to get the vaccine once they arrive in Papua New Guinea. With the current surge in national COVID-19 cases, there is the added complication of hospitals and quarantine facilities becoming overwhelmed. This increase in hospitalized patients and infected people under isolation evidence that the people of Papua New Guinea will need to be more vigilant and proactive for our collective health and well-being. Risky behaviors may cause harm to us all. Please continue to wear your mask and face shield, avoid social gatherings, and maintain physical distancing protocols. Finally, stay at home as much as you can. Reporting from Port Moresby, Papua New Guinea, this is Echo Hortaleza Quinola, Eagle News. We live in interesting times.
Thank you, Echo. Let's hope that the month-long restrictions will help with the current crisis. In Australia, the New South Wales state is on COVID-19 alert again, breaking its 55 streak of being coronavirus-free. after a security guard working at one of the quarantine hotels in the city has been tested positive. Charm Elia, our Sydney correspondent, will share more details. Charm?
We are aware that our everyday lives in the world that we live in today can be both frightening and difficult. The global pandemic continues to impact our lives, resulting in this new norm of following safety regulations and rules such as the mandatory wear of masks and physical distancing. We bear witness to an overwhelming amount of COVID-19 information on a daily basis. This is to ensure that we are updated with the current pandemic situation. However, this can quickly become overwhelming. When we learn of another case arising in the area we live in, we are immediately alerted to practice caution, particularly when we are out in public. On March 13, 2021, the longest streak of 55 days in New South Wales without new community-transmitted COVID-19 cases ended with a quarantined hotel worker testing positive for the virus. Those 55 transmission-free days demonstrate that our community is capable of overcoming this pandemic by taking the necessary precautions to safeguard our safety and well-being. Infectious diseases expert at the Australian National University, Dr. Senanyaki states that is a great achievement for New South Wales, and it represents how well New South Wales Health has done with dealing with various outbreaks of COVID-19 since the pandemic began. Although the delivery of the COVID-19 vaccine is ongoing, we should be aware that the virus is still a threat. Dr. Senanyaki explained, as we have seen with lots of other parts of Australia that have achieved elimination, elimination is a temporary state when COVID exists elsewhere in the world. COVID-19 is an airborne disease, meaning it spreads primarily through infectious droplets released by an infected person when they cough, sneeze, and even while speaking. It is also transmitted by touching contaminated objects and then touching one's eyes, nose, or mouth. Thus, it is important to always wash our hands. Additionally, we should make sure to always check in and out of public places using the Service New South Wales app, wear our masks in public, monitor ourselves for any symptoms, taking the COVID tests, and self-isolating if there is a risk of infection, and always maintaining 1.5 meter distance from people outside your household. Health Minister Brad Hazzard emphasised that safety regulations must be taken more seriously despite the vaccine rollout to ensure safety. We can proudly say that New South Wales had successfully achieved a 55-day streak of being COVID-free. Let us continue to adapt to this new norm to keep ourselves and those around us safe and to break further records in eliminating this virus from our beautiful state. Reporting from Sydney, Australia, Charm Elia, Eagle News, we live in interesting times.
Thank you, Charm. Stay vigilant, Sydney-siders, and continue to follow current COVID-19 protocols. After the break, we will hear about a young Filipino entrepreneur bringing the traditional Filipino clothing to Australia with a personalised modern twist. Plus, a creative small business owner serves a variety of chips from a food truck in Adelaide. And let's explore how the street art murals make Townsville move. All these stories when Eagle News International Australia Oceania returns. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're watching Eagle News International Australia Oceania. Still in Australia, a young Filipino Aussie entrepreneur is showcasing traditional Filipino clothing with a modern twist in an attempt to make it part of everyday wear. Let's hear more about her business from Raylene Quinto, our Sydney correspondent. Go ahead, Raylene.
No other fashion item for women strongly represents the richness of Filipino culture and history than the Filipiniana, or better known as the tono dress. For men's fashion, there is the popular shirt that is called the barong in Tagalog. In these modern times, we often find it difficult to maintain cultural tradition, especially living in a westernized country like Australia. Meet Vanessa, a Filipino-Australian entrepreneur bringing traditional Filipino clothing to Australia with a personalized modern twist. Join us as we step into a world filled with traditional Filipino clothing, bringing nostalgia to many Filipinos living and working abroad here at Barong and Bastida.
It's no secret that the Filipiniana and barong are statement pieces within the Filipino tradition, bringing out international recognition as the ethnic fashion pieces of the Philippines. There are no other vestments that represent the heart of their country as holistically as these. You may have seen a Filipiniana worn by the 2018 Miss Universe representative from the Philippines, Catriona Gray, who is now a symbolic icon for women, young and old.
Kumusta po? Tuloy po kayo. Dito po tayo ngayon sa Barong at Bastida, Australia, and my name is Vanessa. So this business actually started 2 years ago. Yes, we are very young, just 2 years in the industry, and we haven't really expected that we're gonna grow big, or not really grow big, but we are actually thriving. It's a small business. It's a family-owned business, or should I say, a one-woman business. So I run everything from marketing, designing, sending out parcels, deliveries, and entertaining clients. We have massive amounts of stocks in our store. So as you can see, we have different kinds of barong in here for babies. And we actually have a lot of choices for grooms as well and weddings. So a little bit of background for myself. I'm not actually a fashion designer. Most people would ask me, did you study fashion design in Sydney, or are you a designer way back in the Philippines? Well, actually not. I am actually a registered nurse by profession. Yes, I'm a nurse. I deal with needles and bloods every day. So I work in a clinic, and I also have a part-time job as an infusion nurse. And I am a full-time mom to a 4-year-old boy, a full-time wife, and a full-time housemaker, I would say. One of the most saleable item that we have, so this is a groom's barong. We also have flaglets for your little ones for Multicultural Day or Harmony Day at school. And we've got different dresses for your girls as well. This is not yet in our store, but soon it will be ready in our store. Most of the time, people wanted to come in our place just to have a look and try to fit our different garments. So we have different options in here, and we also accept custom-made designs. And this one I'm going to show you is a little barong for a little groom.
Barong at Bastida have introduced a contemporary interpretation to the prominent styles of the Filipiniana.
One of our unique pieces is actually this tinalak bolero. So these sleeves is made of abaca fibers, and this material is actually made or handmade by the indigenous people of the Lake Cebu in South Cotabato. Total, from harvesting it from the trees and making it with fiber and getting the colors that we wanted. So this is a very special piece that we have, and we only have, I think we only made 4 to 6 pieces of this kind of bolero. So this is the only one left in our store right now, and everything is sold out.
The key features of the Filipiniana dress are its unique shape and the intricate designs that are embroidered or beaded into the butterfly sleeve. The regal posture and stately appeal it presents helps women feel empowered and fashionable, instill confidence, and of course, to a great extent, the Filipiniana dress allows women to exude the power of their culture.
Small businesses like Barong at Bastida bring modern-day fashion together with ethnic cultural wear to westernized countries like Australia. Vanessa's drive in keeping traditional Filipino fashion alive in Australia is truly inspiring. bring generations of Filipino Australians together through the iconic design of the Filipiniana and barong. If you find yourself looking for Filipino traditional wear, whether it is for a special occasion or for intercultural events such as the annual Harmony Day, make sure you visit Barong at Bastida, the heart of Filipino fashion situated in the heart of New South Wales. Reporting from Sydney, Australia, this is Raylene Quinto, Eagle News. We live in interesting times.
Thank you, Raylene. Great to see a modern take on the Filipiniana in Australia. A hot chips business born out of COVID-19 crisis is gaining popularity with locals in the Adelaide food truck scene. Eagle News correspondent Imara Maylikudan is here with the details. Imara?
The arrival of COVID-19 has taken a toll on national economies around the world, negatively affecting jobs and livelihoods. As a result, many people have been forced to find new avenues of income in the form of day trading, startups, and side jobs. One particular small business owner, Ryan and Mary Jane Alarcon, has set up a potato fries business on wheels called I Love Chips and travels to carnivals and food truck events. They began their business by serving customers delicious chips from outside their home in March 2020. Since then, this small food truck business has taken the South Australian community by storm, bringing great service and mouth-watering food to the local community. Customers have the choice of choosing from a multitude of chip seasonings such as chicken salt, barbecue, and classic salt. The chips also come in different shapes to suit the tastes of the customer. The chips can come by themselves or with a side and a drink. The variety of choices has attracted more and more customers to the business, making way for a plenty of future opportunities. As word of I Love Chips continues to spread around South Australia, the potential for further growth continues to increase, with more success and positive reviews being received from the customers. Ryan and his wife Mary Jane has plenty of reason to dream even bigger for the business in the future. Ryan and his wife Mary Jane Alarcon are just one of many creative businessmen that made the most of difficult circumstances of the past year. As the COVID-19 pandemic continues into its second year, the advent of small businesses continues as they become more popular during the recovery phase of the world's economy. By noticing a lack in the community, a valuable opportunity was seized, and as a result, a great product has brought joy to the community. Please be sure to support I Love Chips if you ever find Ryan and Mary Jane's food truck at an event near you. Reporting from Adelaide, South Australia, this is Marmela Kuden, Eagle News. We live in interesting times.
Thank you, Imara. Those hot chips look delicious. The city of Townsville has been transformed with an array of street artworks adorning the lanes in the various areas of the CBD. Let's join Morgan Goodfellow, our Eagle News correspondent, as he takes us on a tour. Morgan?
Townsville's CBD self-guided walking tour takes us on a journey as we discover the extraordinary street art murals the city has to offer. A 45-minute circuit around Townsville's CBD displays 22 immersive and diverse street artworks commissioned by the Townsville City Council. A map of the circuit marks various pieces scattered throughout the CBD, beginning at Denham Lane, winding around Blackwood Street, through to the end of Sturt Street, and eventually rounding back to Denham Lane. For the art enthusiasts, there are also a number of privately commissioned street art pieces to be enjoyed if they venture further out of the CBD. They can be found on power boxes and walls and down hidden alleys. With an ever-growing display of artwork each year, including commissioned pieces by world-renowned artists and local talents such as Finton McGee, Lee Harnden, Baby Gorilla, and the Run Collective, the large and vibrant pieces of street art are a destination worth visiting. Street art contributes to the placemaking and urban living transformation of Townsville, as well as promoting well-being and extending its efforts to the benefit of the city along with its residents. The Townsville City Council understands the importance of street art and the interest and potential business it can bring to the tourism sector of the area. The Street Art City Walking Trail enhances tourism in the city by making art discovery a fun and exciting experience as visitors traverse through the energetic enclave of what the city has to offer. Townsville's art continues to develop and evolve each year, and many new pieces are always emerging, so be on the lookout for these bright exhibitions of craftsmanship. Reporting from Townsville, Australia, this is Morgan Goodfellow, Eagle News. We live in interesting times.
Thank you, Morgan, so much talented artist in North Queensland. And that concludes today's program. Thank you for watching Eagle News International Australia Oceania. Join us next week again as we share more stories from our bureau across Australia, New Zealand and Papua New Guinea. Visit our websites on eaglenews.net and eaglenewslive.com. Follow us on twitter.com/Eagle News and on facebook.com/Eagle News. Stay safe, stay strong and take care everyone. From Sydney, Australia, I am Ria May David. Eagle News, we live in interesting times.